I don't think I like this season.
I do.
I'm officially there. There's just nothing going on. It's
well, that's just because you don't like the show.
No.
It's because Dan hates Westerns.
No. None of those things. Everything that seems
you want to see explosions and shit. You got Zoomer brain. You got too much TikTok. You've been watching too much TikTok.
No, because I love the show. It's just this particular season. Anytime they set something up, it seems like it turns into nothing.
It wasn't nothing.
It was kind of nothing. I don't know.
Wow.
Nothing?
This whole season is like just how great it is to be a cowboy and like how great Montana is. And it's like, okay, we get it though. That's always been, yes, because that's always been like the central theme of the show. But
so now you're surprised when they reiterated.
It's just too much reiterate. It's every fucking episode. It's like there's no.
You just couldn't be a cowboy. Just say it.
I know I couldn't. Fuck waking up at 5 a.m. crack of dawn and leave that shit to Biggie, not me. I can't be crack of dawn
before 5 a.m.
I don't mind working for less than minimum wage, but these mornings with no coffee, bullshit.
Nice cowboy shit.
It'll just make it taste that much better once you get down the hill, right?
There you go, Ryan. Drink up a little bit of that cowboy wisdom.
I don't know. Just this particular season, I just feel like I feel like there's no stakes nor consequences. And this episode even kind of made a joke about that.
I swear that man could fall in a pile of cow shit and come up smelling like a rose.
And there are stakes. I don't mean there are none. It's just the ones that they've set up like seem to be progressing very slowly in comparison to other seasons. And it's not about like violence or action and all that. I know you guys know that. It's just like they're taking their time with it. Really, the only thing that I could pick up from this particular season currently, like trying to figure out like what it's about, I'm getting like real heavy passing of the torch vibes. Like a lot of their characters this season seem to be like they're preparing for not necessarily the next generation of cowboys, but whatever the next generation is going to be when they're gone. Because like everybody's trying to preserve this place and this way of life in their own way. But I also think they're all starting to see like, we have like at a certain point you have to just let.
I don't know that it's a passing of the torch. I think certainly these old white dudes are going to have to deal with the younger generation.
Yeah.
And the younger generation is here. So it's part of the story. I don't know that it's necessarily a passing of the torch per se, but.
So what we started talking about is the death of Emmett up on the mountain. We had speculated last week about maybe like what the coming attractions showed with the helicopter, the MT chopper. We thought something was going to go down. Really, you could have saw that coming a fucking mile away. You know, with last week when John's like, you got another ride in you, old man. And it's like, all right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Some Red Dead Redemption shit.
My roommate and I were talking about how they missed an opportunity like in the beginning there where they were all riding. They should have ended that scene of them riding up with him sitting on his horse there waiting. Like, what took you guys so long? Because at the end of the last episode, he said, I'll race you to the top. When John asked him if he had one more ride in him, he said, I'll race you to the top.
Yeah.
They missed an opportunity there to let him actually beat him up there. They didn't do it.
You know, Emmett, you know, he died in his sleep, sleeping on a mountain. And as John said, the way a cowboy should.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for a better death, all that good stuff. But it's just like, okay, it's like, that's what I mean with like it's like so heavy handed now. It's like, okay, we know that this show is a love letter to nature, but I need to see, it's like, I don't know. It's just every single episode now. It's like they're beating you over the head with it. So,
well, it's a message on mortality and how,
for sure,
you know, if there's any way to go, would you pick any other way to go? Like what? Like if
me? No, I want to get eaten by a shark. I think
Emmett's death had me feeling kind of bad. I ain't gonna lie. You didn't know him that well, but he had something about him that made you want nothing but the best for him.
I felt nothing, if I'm being honest. But because of what you just said, like we didn't know him. He has no real presence in the show, I guess, as a character. Yeah, of course.
But you didn't feel sad to like see how John took it, see other people took it, and then see how he had to break the news to his wife?
No.
You felt nothing?
No. John was like psyched. John was like, John was not having any fucking sadness. He was like, we're going to fucking, he died the best way he could, and we're damn sure not going to be sad about it. He said something along those lines.
Don't pity him for who he was or the way he died. He was an old timer that lived a good life.
I mean, death. Listen, I agree with that sentiment.
That's the story, and it's great.
In that regard, I certainly agree with John's sentiment. The death itself, I was just like, once this episode started and they were having their little conversation, like I saw it coming a mile away, and I made the connection. I was like, oh, that's why the EMT's here. Like, he's for sure he's not coming back from this mountain.
Taylor teased a major death this season.
Yeah, and I think
everybody thinks that maybe little John Dutton wasn't the death, and this obviously isn't the death.
No.
Nope.
So you say you don't like this season, but it looks to me as though it's building towards Beth.
They're gonna blow your fucking mind.
Is gonna kill Jamie, or Jamie's gonna kill Beth, because we're seeing Beth in this down spiral. She's also trying to redeem herself, and then Jamie, he's he's the bait always. He's when she finds out that he's gonna try to become governor. And he's going to let all this shit happen after it all got shut down. She already knows that he has a kid and she wants to take his kid away. Like, she is going to lose it. Yeah. So this is this season is going to be Jamie v. Beth. This is what it's leading to. This is where we're going. I feel.
I don't think so.
From what I've seen. No?
It's Jamie versus John. I mean, what was that at the end? Is she plotting to kill the king?
Possibly.
I still think
his dad already told him you got to kill him if you want to take what he has.
I still think that this is a little bit of a red herring going on with Jamie. I think Taylor Sheridan's a better writer than to just repeat the same fucking thing over and over again.
I think we'll see it come to a head this season is what I'm talking about. Like,
but we say that, but he's been doing that.
I don't think he hasn't been really doing the same thing every season. It's like we've already seen Jamie like try several times to fucking fuck over John and fail miserably at it. Last season, he didn't even fail. He just gave in. Tail between his legs, killed his own fucking father, like willingly, knowing that was his only out. So, like, a man doesn't kill his biological father or whatever the fuck, or anybody for that matter, without having some sort of, like, actual attachment to the thing he's doing it for. Like, if he was really trying to fucking kill John and kill Beth or all this shit, like, he wouldn't have done any of that.
Everything that Jamie has done that has been abhorrent, he has been led by the pinky by some female protagonist.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's my point about the writing quality. Like Taylor Sheridan is a good writer, and I don't think that why would he do the same thing again just with a different chick? It doesn't make any sense from a writing perspective. I'm not a professional writer, granted, but I wouldn't show the audience the same thing. That's
why I think it's going to come to an end.
I would be possible. I would be flipping their expectations and I think Jamie's playing her, honestly. I really do.
It's possible, yeah. Whoever, the commenter, I forget the name, shout out, said that maybe
that was a very good
Jamie
point.
and Beth are in cahoots. They still could be, and that could be a plot twist.
You're talking about another comment, actually. There was a recent comment that actually blew my fucking mind. The person said that, similar to what you said, but in a different way, Jamie's character arc is to actually sacrifice his kid to Beth because he took away her ability to have a child. So whatever happens between them, it'll be, here, I want you to raise my kid.
Right.
And thus completing his character arc. Now, if any major character is going to die, the most likely is probably Jamie, only in that he's such a little inconsequential bitch that I don't think the show would be any different if he was gone, personally.
I don't think it's going to be Jamie versus Beth. I think it's going to be Jamie being backed by this super powerful woman, and maybe he's going to actually make something happen. Maybe he does actually mess up this governorship or whatever it's called.
So you actually do think this is going to be his villain arc. Finally, he's backed by somebody with actual power.
He's backed by like a fucking Beth equivalent,
market equities, yeah,
for market equities. So yeah.
In a show that's gone on, this is season 5, right? It's like I want to start seeing some different shit at this point. Like, surprise.
That's what I'm saying. When the show goes on too long,
yeah, for sure,
you got to start bringing in aliens and zombies, and otherwise, that's it. There's nothing else. We've seen it all.
Season 6, aliens show up. They start getting crop circles in the Dutton Ranch. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm not saying I hate the show. I'm not done with the show. So far, the season's just been a little bit underwhelming to me. The Jamie Sarah
tired
thing,
of character development.
I don't think there is character development. That's my problem.
Right, yeah. We're getting some little stuff. We're getting some more Beth and Rip stuff, but we already kind of know, like, oh, they're perfect for each other. They love each other. Everything's great. So we already got that, and they keep giving us that, which some people probably like to see that. I guess I don't mind seeing that, but
I will say...
we've seen a lot of it.
I think we're missing Casey and, Monica. I don't know how you feel about Monica.
Well, they're like non-existent this season. Like,
I would love to see
exactly.
Casey. I would love to see more of Casey's Native American, like the stuff he went through, like more of that type of like delving into that side. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to start to see that because the biggest thing that happened this episode is in the beginning, the fucking hit squad showed up out of fucking nowhere.
Killing dogs.
Fucking Navy SEALs just shooting dogs and shit on the fucking street.
Man. I was about to turn this shit off.
Yeah, like just completely gunning dogs down in the middle of the road. That Mo's fucking getting ready to fucking go ham.
That would have been all over the internet
if that had
actually happened.
Hey! Whoa! Hey! Stop! Stray dogs are a security risk.
They're not strays. They just wandered from their home.
That's a stray.
I need to come get you, Chairman, but I'm scared to leave. They're shooting all the dogs in town.
As it turns out, the president was invited to a speaking engagement here in Montana by
the snake herself.
I forget the character's name, the worst actress in the history of humankind.
Whoa.
So she's not gunning for his job. Remember, she's the one that he hired a couple seasons back to help him go after John. But this is like a fucking Joker from the Dark Knight moment. Like,
and in their desperation, they turned to a man they didn't fully understand.
Because she's fucking full on like gunning for his shit. And she
really doesn't like the way he's running things.
Right. Well, because what he's doing, he's working with John and technically the enemy, right? And she said last episode, you something along the lines, I forget the exact quote, but she said something along the lines of like, something of like the slave, you're being like a slave. I'm going to show you how to be the masters. Along the lines of what she said. Right. So she's helping prop up this really young Thundercat who's trying to take the position from Rainwater.
Little young Thundercat.
Yeah, Martin.
But we come to find out she's the president of the United States, is the head of Native relations. So she got the fucking president to come out here, and it's causing a whole shitstorm. Now, clearly,
they're going to get the fucking land like unconservated or something.
Well,
somehow, something's going to happen with the land, with the president. If he could just drop down without like getting the approval from Rainwater.
Well, Thomas says like the president doesn't just show up.
Obama visited Standing Rock 2 years before he tried to run a pipeline through it. Presidents don't see us, even when they're standing in front of us.
The president's not just showing up for no fucking reason. He's coming with an agenda. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty clear that what we had speculated early on in the season is coming to fruition. We kind of suspected there was going to be a little power team up between Rainwater and Dutton. Seems like this is going to be the team up. Governor of Montana,
federal government,
Governor of Montana and Thomas Rainwater versus the President of the United States and whoever's fucking Jeeps in his pockets.
It's going to be a states' rights season.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing. I mean,
yeah, no, it is. That's the one, that's one thing that I'm interested in. But like, if you think about it, it's certainly possible that a company like Market Equities fucking threw a little money at the president during his campaign and been like, yeah, when we need you, we'll call you, because that's how politics works in this country. I'll be interested to see how this team up works out, because they're both going to need each other. They're going up against giants, and the president showing up is affecting John as well, because towards the end of this episode, he's having a conversation with the former governor, Linnell, and she's saying like, you have to fucking meet with them. Like you're a governor of one of the 50 states, and you're fucking your commander in chief is coming. Like,
I don't want to be with that idiot.
It's not going to
Brandon
look good.
Calves.
Yeah,
he wants to meet. He can come out and see me.
That shit was hard.
Yeah.
Respect.
So there's going to be some conflict there for sure. But again, Dusty, you mentioned character development. I don't see much character development going on. Like it's like nothing's developing. It's just more of the stuff that we've already seen. Like Beth is crazy and remorseful and like loves Rip. Rip is kind of just like biding his time and sort of like, you know, ride or die for John. So much so that he took her to this plot of land that he knew she would love. And she's like bringing up this dream of like living here with a house and one horse and this. And he's just like, Beth, oh, Beth.
Yeah.
When I think of the word development, I think of progression.
Yeah.
You know?
There's not much of that. Besides the little side stuff, which is it's still not much. Though.
Yeah.
It's about pacing. Like you can't, what do you expect to happen between the last episode and this episode? That, I mean, because we're really talking about everything's revolving around John right now.
Well, anything.
Yeah.
And
anything.
Okay.
Some stuff happened, Dan. You
Well,
can't say nothing happened.
Stuff happened.
The fucking president's dropping down. Emmett's dead.
I'm not saying nothing happened. I'm just saying it's like
there's a meteor fucking about to strike the ranch.
It's just a very slow burn. I don't need the show to be a million miles a second. You know
Forest is
that.
still burning.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Whatever happened with the forest burning? Whatever happened with the wolves? Maybe we'll get some follow up.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they just let it.
Well, when I saw the Black Hawk helicopters, I was like, are they really like getting this serious about the wolves? What the fuck is about to go down?
Yeah.
And then they come out and they start shooting dogs. I'm like, nope, it's not about the wolves.
That ain't Peter.
It's a little slow. I would agree with you. It's a little slow, but I don't have a problem with it because I enjoy the characters.
The show itself has always been slow. So I don't even think slow is a good description for pacing. I know that doesn't really make much sense to say out loud.
It does.
But like,
it's like you're saying it's like maybe boring or not engaging or
it's
something?
just like it's just not going anywhere. Like there is a clear destination, but the in between is like it's like having a nightmare where you're running down a hallway and the hallway just keeps stretching out.
A little mundane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like I didn't hate the episode, but towards the end I was like, it was kind of dragging a little bit.
I mean, that's the problem with these types of shows where like, if you look at something like Sons of Anarchy, which is similar but different, if you throw too much action and violence at it, then when you try and actually do character development or more stoic scenes or something like an old cowboy dying, like it's hard for that stuff to make the same impact because you're so used to like explosions and gunfights and knife fights.
Yeah, I may put my foot in my mouth next episode. This could have easily been an episode like The Calm Before the Storm. This is John's last real, like, experience as a cowboy before he's fucking tossed, like, head into the fucking governorship and really dealing with politics and stuff. I could see that also being the case.
Yeah.
Probably because if it is 7-7 for the mid-season finale, the next episode will be the 7th episode.
Yes.
So,
get ready for a cliffhanger, baby.
And I just want to go back to the Jamie and Sarah thing real quick because the episode opens up with that. It's the morning after they hooked up or whatever. She stayed over his place. The conversation that they have, it starts out with Jamie like, I don't understand why the fuck you're in my bed. like he even said, he's like, I understand like my physical or he says something along the lines of like, I know I'm not like the hottest dude alive.
Yeah.
And you're fucking smoking. So I don't understand like why you're here. I just can't think of anything other than you're playing me. And she's obviously gaslighting the shit out of him.
She just played him even like extra harder.
She's got
then
me.
She goes to explain like, oh yeah, I actually am playing you.
Yeah.
And then when they fuck in the shower or they're about to have sex in the shower, she's like, yeah, so let's go ahead and do what I said I wasn't here for.
Marvin, that shower sex hits different. You know that.
That's true.
That'll change a man's mind. But she's got me fucking gaslit. If I'd be texting her, like fucking hyper analyzing every fucking message and response that she sent me. This chick, she's good at that shit. I'd be like, wait, she said okay. What's that mean? That means she's okay, or is she not?
She's like, I'm here for you, and then she's like, yeah, I want you to actually become governor and help me sell this shit and all this shit. Like,
it's very but even I think that's the play.
He's such a sucker, dude. Oh my god.
See, that's the thing, though, and that goes back to what I said before. Like, you expect him to be the sucker and to fall into it, but how fucking dope would it be if one time he was playing her back and was like not gonna fall for the shit? You know what I mean? That to me is character development. He's learned that he can't beat them. He can't beat Beth. He can't beat his father.
Yeah.
So you have two ways to do it.
He has his fun and ends up burying her next to Dad.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna kill her. but maybe he's just gaining a lot of intel on what they're up to. What's the best way to know what your enemy's up to besides like getting in the trenches and going behind enemy lines? It's like he's acting as like a spy kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not that he's making any great sacrifice. He's fucking getting laid, for Christ's sakes. So,
yeah. No, that's definitely true. I'm just still worried about what she was saying at the end. Like,
I admit, he's hard to beat in a fair fight.
I don't think we can let him show up to the fight, Jamie.
yeah.
He was looking a little concerned, like, I don't know.
Let's just pretend for 1 second he is playing her, right? How sick of a fucking con man is he that she's fucking spilling like all this fucking dirt on her, what she wants to do, and like get him promoted as governor and like all this stuff.
Yeah, but none of that is really mind blowing. Like that's all. Like if he thought that she was playing him, that's all the things that she would say that she's trying to do.
Well, right, but also when she was first introduced and she was meeting with the fucking weird corpse-looking guy from Market Equities, she said like she pinpointed Jamie when he was on TV, and she's like, "Who's that guy? I want to know everything there is to know about him."
First, yeah.
She obviously figured out like about him. It wouldn't be that hard to dig up dirt that like, you know, the chick that he was with prior, who's the mother of his child, was also trying to get him to become the governor. She would obviously know that he had a bout as governor, that he was supposed to be the governor, but John took over. She would find all that information out, and now she's using it against him, clearly, right? Like, oh, I could make you governor. I can give you your dream. But what if he's just over that shit? And he's just like, yeah, tell me everything. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that would be the way that I want to see it go. I don't know. I don't want to see the same shit over and over again. That'd be my hope. Is it the
same though if Jamie actually wins though? It wouldn't be the same
if he wins, no. But
if he just gets put back in the corner like, oh,
right, and
the
as
Dutton cap on, you fucked up again.
Exactly. You yourself made the joke last episode. They're the Dutton Avengers. They never fucking lose. So either you're going to show them losing one time, or you're going to continue their heroics and do something else different. We'll see. I don't know. The Avengers thing is really true.
I got a theory. So the first season is like building up because he became governor. Beth's doing good. Everyone's doing good.
Second half of the season.
Okay. The first half of the season. Yeah, first half of the season. Second half of the season is going to be the fucking downfall of the Duttons. It's going to happen.
I hope so.
They're going to lose the land. Somebody major is actually going to die.
Yeah, I want to see shit go crazy.
Yeah. And we're going to see how they really stand up.
They're also really pushing this like Ryan relationship thing this year that I don't really give a fuck about, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So,
well, I don't know what they're pushing all these little side.
That's what I'm saying. There's just some like weird shit going on that's taking away from the shit that I actually want to see, and that's cool. As Dusty said, nothing wrong with a little character development. Believe me, I love it.
People love to see that. Like the people that watch it as a fucking like soap opera love to see that type of shit. So maybe they're just giving them a little,
I thought about that last time. It was interesting that you described it as a soap opera.
Dude, that's what it is. I mean, like I said, this episode was great because I could just watch an episode like this for the rest of my life. I'll just be 68 watching Yellowstone. Like, yeah, I remember when it was John Dutton on there.
Yep.
The original John Dutton.
It's like it's like quadruplets revealed every year.
And then they bring back, like, in the soap operas, how they bring back somebody that died off.
Yeah, but it's
he didn't really die.
Yeah. One last thing I wanted to talk about real quick is the shit with Summer. All right, we get it, show. Can we move on from this whole like fucking preachy fucking bullshit? It's like it's so preachy. Like the whole point of her character is to like show how shitty preaching is because the person preaching never really takes into consideration the other person's perspective.
Right.
But now the show is doing the very thing that it was speaking against. It's like every fucking episode with Summer, it's like, see, you misunderstood us. See? Even Monica was like, oh, who's the real conservationist? Now it's like, okay, we get it.
We get it. You care about the land.
And it's not like being a vegan or being a conservationist is inherently bad. Like that's the other kind of little thing that I'm starting to get annoyed with. It's like, I don't think they're actually saying that, but
Right.
You know, there's people out there that are like, yeah, fucking, fuck those. You know what I mean? It's like clearly conservation's not bad. So why are you trying to frame it like it is?
Right.
You know, it's perfectly reasonable in a free society where you have the right to assemble to fucking go out and protest and picket like the mistreating of animals and like a corporation fucking shitting, you know, raping some land somewhere. Right. I don't see why that's such a big deal.
I would love to see maybe a little history about some of the guys in the bunkhouse. Like we know they're like just like kind of maybe just from prison or something, right? Like most of them come from prison, but we can get a little bit of. It doesn't always have to be a flashback to fucking John and the Wolves. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like we can get a little bit of different type of backstory on some other people.
Well, I think the backstory is that like they don't really have lives. They have limited opportunities, especially in a state like Montana. Like what the fuck do you do in Montana? So, you know, like you do that, and then cowboy, in their case.
I mean, but they're just like they're starting to become like fucking NPCs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
they are, yeah. Which is why Jimmy.
So I would like to see a little bit more, yeah.
Talking to character development, like Jimmy had an interesting arc. He made the mature decision that like I don't want this for myself. I want to do something else, and I don't give a fuck about your brand. I appreciate it and I understand the weight of it, but I'm gonna go do my own thing because I'm a human being and I'm an adult. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe we'll see that with some other characters. I didn't watch the preview for next week, so I'm in the dark. We have no speculating to do this week, folks. But let us know your thoughts in the comments, what you thought of this week's episode of Yellowstone. If you click on the playlist right over there, you can see the rest of this season's Yellowstone coverage from us.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like what you see, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.
Basta.